Chanuk, the epistle of Chanuk, chapter 91. And now, my bond, Mathushalah, call to me all your Akim, and gather together to me all the Banim of your mother. For the word calls me, and the root is poured out upon me, that I may show you all matters that shall befall you forever. And therefore, Mathushalah went and summoned to him all his brothers and assembled his relatives. And he spoke to all the children of righteousness and said, Hear you, Banim of Chanuk, all the words of your father, and hear the voice of my mouth. For I urged you and say unto you, Beloved, love uprightness and walk in it, and do not draw near to uprightness with a double heart. Do not associate with those of a double heart, but walk in righteousness, my Banim. And it shall guide you on good paths, and righteousness shall be your companion. For I know that violence must increase on the Eretz, and a great chastisement be executed on the Eretz, and all unrighteousness come to an end. Therefore it shall be cut off from its roots, its whole structure be destroyed, and unrighteousness shall again be consummated on the Eretz, and all the deeds of the unrighteous and of the violence and transgression shall prevail in a double amount. And when the crime and unrighteousness and blasphemy and violence and all kinds of deeds increase, and apostasy, transgression, uncleanliness increase, a great chastisement shall come from the Shamayim upon all these, and the Kadush Adon will come forth with wrath and chastisement to execute judgment on the Eretz. And those days violence shall be cut off from its roots, and the roots of unrighteousness together with deceit. And they shall be destroyed from under the Shamayim, and all the idols of the nations shall be abandoned, and the temples burned with fire. They shall remove them from the whole Eretz, and they shall be cast into judgment of fire, and shall perish in wrath and in grievous judgment forever. And the unrighteous shall arise from their sleep, wisdom shall arise and be given unto them. After that the roots of unrighteousness shall be cut off, and the lawless shall be destroyed by the sword, and the blasphemers destroyed in every place. Those who plan violence and those who commit blasphemy shall perish by the sword. And I tell you, my Banim, and show you the path of righteousness and the paths of violence. Therefore I will show them to you again, that you may know what will come to pass. And hear me, my Banim, and walk in the path of righteousness, and do not walk in the paths of violence. For all who walk in the paths of unrighteousness shall perish forever. Chapter 92. The book written by Chanuk. Chanuk indeed wrote this complete instruction of wisdom, praised all the males, and a judge of all the Eretz, for all my children who shall dwell on the Eretz, and for the generations to come, who shall observe uprightness and peace. Let not your root be troubled on the account of the times, for the Kadush and Great One has appointed days for all matters, and the righteous one shall arise from sleep, shall arise and walk in the paths of righteousness, and all his way and conversation shall be eternal goodness and favor. He will show favor to the righteous, and he will give him power so that he shall be in goodness and righteousness, and he shall walk in eternal light. And crime shall perish in darkness forever, and shall be seen no more from that day to everlasting. Chapter 93. And after that, Chanuk both gave and began to recount from the books, and Chanuk said, Concerning the children of righteousness, concerning the elect of the world, concerning the plant of uprightness, I will speak these matters. Therefore I, Chanuk, will declare unto you, my Banim, according to that which appeared to me in the vision of the Shamayim, and which I have known through the word of the Kadush messengers, and have learned from the tablets of the Shamayim. And Chanuk began to recount from the books and said, I was born in the 7th and the 1st week, while judgment and righteousness still endured. And after me there shall arise in the 2nd week great wickedness and deceit shall have sprung up, and in it there shall be the first end, and in it a male shall be saved, and after it is ended, unrighteousness shall grow up, and a law shall be made for the lawless, and after that, the third week, at its close, a male shall be elected as a plant of righteous judgment, and his prosperity shall become a plant of righteousness for everlasting. And after that, in the fourth week, at its close, visions of the Kadush and righteous shall be seen, and a law for all generations, and an enclosure shall be made for them. And after that, in the fifth week at its close, the house of esteem and dominion shall be built forever. And after that, in the sixth week, all who live in it shall be blinded. The hearts of all of them shall wickedly forsake wisdom. And in it male shall ascend, and at its close the house of dominion shall be burnt with fire. The whole race of the chosen root shall be dispersed. After that, in the seventh week, shall an apostate generation arise, and its deeds shall be much, and its deeds shall be apostate. And at its close shall be elected the righteous of the eternal plant of righteousness, to receive sevenfold instruction concerning all his creation. For who is there of all the children of males that is able to hear the voice of the Kadush one without being troubled? And who can think his thoughts? And who is there that can look upon all the works of the Shamayim? And how should there be one who could look upon the Shamayim? And who is there that could understand the matters of the Shamayim, and see, being or Ruch, and could tell of it, or ascend and see all their ends, and think of them, or do like them? And who is there of all males that could know what the breadth and the length of the arets, and to whom has been shown the measure of all of them? Or is there anyone who could discern the length of the Shamayim, and how great is its height, and upon what is it founded, and how great is the number of stars, and where all the lights rest? 94. And now I say unto you, my Banim, love righteousness, and walk in it, for the path of righteousness are worth our acceptance, but the paths of unrighteousness shall suddenly be destroyed and vanish. And to certain males of a generation shall the paths of violence and the death be revealed, that they should hold themselves far from them, and shall not follow them. And now I say unto you, the righteous, do not walk in the paths of wickedness, nor in the paths of death, and do not draw near to them, lest you be destroyed. But seek and choose for yourself righteousness and an elect high, and walk in the paths of peace, and you shall live and prosper. And hold fast my word in the thoughts of your hearts, and do not allow them to be erased from your hearts. For I know that the lawless will be tempt males, and evilly entreat wisdom, so that no place may be found for her, and no manner of temptation may diminish. Woe to those who build unrighteousness and oppression, for lay deceit as a foundation, for they shall suddenly be overthrown, and shall have no peace. Woe to those who build their houses with lawlessness, for from all their foundations they shall be overthrown, and by the sword they shall fall. And those who acquire gold, silver, and judgment shall suddenly perish. Woe to you, you rich, for you have trusted in your riches, and by your riches you shall strain, because you have not remembered the Most High in the days of your riches. You have committed blasphemy and unrighteousness, and have become ready for the day of slaughter, and in the day of darkness, the day of the great judgment. Thus I speak and declare unto you, he who has created you will overthrow you. For your fall there shall be no compassion, and your Creator will rejoice at your destruction. And your righteous ones in those days shall be a rebuke to the lawless and to the wicked. Chapter 95. Oh, that my eyes were a cloud of waters, that I might weep over you, and pour down my tears as a cloud of waters, so that I might rest from my trouble of heart, who has permitted you to practice reproaches and wickedness. And so judgment shall overtake you, lawless. Do not fear the lawless, you righteous, for again Yahuwah will deliver them into your hands, that you may execute judgment upon them according to your desires. Woe to you who speak out curses which cannot be reversed. Healing shall therefore be far from you because of your sin, your crimes. Salaki Abiyullah. Woe to you who reward your neighbor with evil, for you shall be rewarded according to your works. Woe to you, lying witnesses, and to those who weigh out injustice, for suddenly you shall perish. Woe to you, transgressors, for you persecute the righteous, for you shall be delivered up and persecuted because of injustice, and its yoke shall be heavy upon you. Chapter 96. Be expectant, you righteous, for suddenly the lawless shall perish before you, and you shall have authority over them according to your desires. And the day of tribulation of the transgressors, your children shall arise and rise as eagles, and higher than the vultures will be your nest. And you shall ascend and enter the crevices of the arets, the clefts of the rock, forever as rabbits before the unrighteous. And the demons shall sigh because of you and weep. Therefore, fear not, you that have suffered, for healing shall be your portion, and a bright light shall enlighten you. And the voice of rest you shall hear from the Shamayim. Woe unto you, you transgressors, for your riches make you appear like righteous, but your hearts convict you of being lawless. This fact shall be a witness against you for a remembrance of evil deeds. Woe to you who devour the finest of the wheat, and drink wine in large bowls, and tread the lowly underfoot with your might. Woe to you who drink water from every fountain, for suddenly you shall be consumed and wither away, because you have forsaken the fountain high. Woe to you who work unrighteousness and deceit and blasphemy. It shall be a remembrance against you for evil. Woe to you, mighty, who with might oppress the righteous, for the day of your destruction is coming, and those days much and good days shall come to the righteous in the day of your judgment. Chapter 97. Believe, you righteous, that the lawless will become a shame and perish in the day of unrighteousness. Be it known unto you that the Most High is mindful of your destruction, and the messengers of the Shamayim rejoice over your destruction. What will you do, you lawless, and where will you flee on the day of judgment, when you hear the voice of the Palal of the righteous? Therefore you shall be like them against whom this world shall be witness. You have been companions of transgressors. In those days the Palal of the righteous shall reach up to unto Yahuwah, and for you the days of your judgment shall come, and all the words of your unrighteousness shall be read out before the great Kadush one, and your faces shall be covered with shame, and he will reject every work which is grounded on unrighteousness. Woe to you, you lawless, who live on the mid-ocean and on the dry land, whose remembrance is evil against you. Woe to you who acquire silver and gold in unrighteousness, and say, we have become rich with riches, and have possessions, and have acquired all that we have desired. And now let us do what we schemed, for we have gathered silver, and the farmers are much in our houses, and our granaries are full as with water. Therefore, like water, your lies shall flow away, your riches shall not endure, but speedily depart from you. For you have acquired it all in unrighteousness, and you shall be given over to a great curse. Chapter 98. And now I swear unto you, to the wise, to the foolish, for you shall have much experiences on the arets. For you males shall put on more adornments than a female, and more colored garments than a maiden, and royalty and in splendor, and in power, and silver and gold and purple, and in splendor and food. They shall be poured out as water. Therefore they shall be lacking in instruction and wisdom, and they shall perish thereby together with their possessions, and with all their esteem and their splendor, and in shame, and in slaughter, and in great destitution. Their rukut shall be cast into the furnace of fire. For I have sworn unto you, you transgressors, As a mountain has not become a slave, and a hill does not become a handmaid of a female, even so crime has not been sent upon the Eretz, but male of himself has created it. And under a great curse they who commit it shall fall. And barrenness has not been given to the females, but on account of the deeds of her own hands she dies without children. I have sworn unto you, you lawless, by the Kadush Great One, that all your evil deeds are revealed in the Shamayim, and that none of your deeds of the oppression are covered and hidden. And do not think in your root, nor say in your heart that you do not know, and that you do not see that every crime is recorded in the Shamayim every day in the presence of the Most High. From here on, you know that all your oppression with which you oppress is written down every day till the day of your judgment. Woe to you, you fools! For through your folly you shall perish and transgress against the wise, and so goodness shall not be your portion. And now, know that you are prepared for the day of destruction. Therefore, do not expect to live, you lawless, but you shall depart and die. For you know no ransom, for you are prepared for the day of the great judgment and the day of tribulation and great shame for your Rukut. Woe to you, you obstinate of heart, who work wickedness and eat blood. From where have you good to eat and to drink and to be filled? From all the good which Yahuwah of Most High has placed in abundance on the Eretz. Therefore you shall have no peace. Woe to you who love the deeds of unrighteousness. Why do you wait for good to happen unto yourselves? Know that you shall be delivered into the hand of the righteous, and they shall cut off your necks and slay you, and have no compassion upon you. Woe to you who rejoice in the tribulation of the righteous, for no grave shall be dug for you. Woe to you who bring to naught the words of righteous, for you shall have no expectancy of height. Woe to you who write down lying and wicked words, for they write down their lies that males may hear them, and act wickedly towards neighbor. Therefore they shall have no peace, but die a sudden death. Chapter 99. Woe to you who work wickedness, and exult in lying, and exalt them. You shall perish, and no Baruch Hai shall be yours. Woe to them who pervert the words of uprightness, and transgress the eternal law, and transform themselves into what they were not, into lawless. They shall be trodden underfoot upon the Eretz. And those days prepare, you righteous, to raise your Palal as a remembrance, and place them as a witness before the messengers, that they may place the crime of the lawless for a remembrance before the Most High. And those days the nations shall be stirred up, and the clans of the nations shall rise on the day of destruction. And those days the destitute shall go forth and carry off their children, and they shall abandon them, so that their children shall perish through them. Also they shall abandon their nursing infants, and not return to them, and shall have no pity on their beloved ones. And again I swear to you, you lawless, that crime is prepared for a day of unceasing bloodshed, and they who worship stones and graven images of gold, silver, wood, clay, those who worship impure spirits, and demons, and all kinds of idols, not according to the knowledge, shall get no manner of assistance from them, and they shall become wicked because of their wickedness of their hearts. Their eyes shall be blinded through the fear of their hearts, and through visions in their dreams. Through these they shall become wicked and fearful, for they shall have wrought all their work in a lie, and shall have worshipped a stone. Therefore in an instant they shall perish. But in those days Baruch are all they who accept the words of wisdom, and understand them, and observe the ways of the Most High, and walk in the path of his righteousness, and do not become wicked with the unrighteous, for they shall be saved. Woe to you who spread evil to your neighbors, for you shall be slain in Gehinnom. Woe to you who make deceitful and false measures, and who cause bitterness on the Eretz, for thereby they shall be utterly consumed. Woe to you who build your houses through the grievous toil of others, and all their building materials are the bricks and stones of crime. I tell you, you shall have no peace. Woe to them who reject the measure of eternal heritage of their fathers, whose being follow after idols, for they shall have no rest. Woe to them who work unrighteousness and assist oppression, and slay their neighbors until the day of the great judgment. For he shall cast down your esteem and bring affliction on your hearts, and shall arouse his fierce indignation, and destroy you all with the sword, and all the Kadush and righteous shall remember your crimes. Chapter 100. And in those days, in one place, the fathers together with their banim shall be smitten, and brothers one with another shall fall in death till the streams flow with their blood. For a male shall not withhold his hand from slaying his banim, and his banim's banim, and the lawless shall not withhold his hand from the honored brother. From dawn till dusk they shall slay one another, and the horse shall walk up to the breast in the blood of the lawless, and the chariot shall be submerged to its height. And in those days the messengers shall descend into the secret places, and gather together into one place all those who brought down crime, and the Most High will arise on that day of judgment, and execute great judgment amongst the lawless, and over all the righteous and Kadush. He will appoint guardians from amongst the Kadush messengers to guard them as the apple of an eye, until he makes an end of all wickedness and all crime. And though the righteous sleep a long sleep, they have naught to fear. And the children of the Eretz shall see the wise in security, and shall understand all the words of this book, and recognize that their riches shall not be able to save them in overthrow of their crimes. Woe unto you, transgressors, on the day of strong anguish, you who afflict the righteous and burn them with fire. You shall be rewarded according to your works. Woe to you, you obstinate of heart, who watch in order to devise wickedness. Therefore fear shall come upon you, and there shall be none to assist you. Woe to you, you lawless, on account of the words of your mouth, and on account of the deeds of your hands, which your wickedness has wrought. And blazing flames, burning worse than fire, you shall burn. And now know that from the messengers he will acquire as to your deeds in the Shamayim, from the greater light and from the lesser light, from the stars in reference to your crime, because upon the Eretz you execute judgment on the righteous. And he will summon to witness against you every cloud, mist, dew, rain, for they shall all be withheld because of you from descending upon you, and they shall be mindful of your crimes. And now give presents to the rain, that it be not withheld from descending upon you, nor even the dew, when it has received gold and silver from you, that it may descend. When the frost with the snow, with their chilliness, and all the snowstorms with all their plagues fall upon you, and those days you shall not be able to stand before them. Chapter 101. Observe the Shamayim, you children of the Shamayim, and every work of the Most High, and revere him, and work no evil in his presence. If he closes the windows of the Shamayim, and withholds the rain and the dew from descending on the Eretz on your account, what will you do then? If he sends his anger upon you because of your deeds, you cannot petition him. For you spoke proud and insolent words against his righteousness. Therefore you shall have no peace. And do you not see the sailors of the ships, how their ships are tossed to and fro by the waves, and are shaken by the winds, and are in much trouble? And therefore they fear, because all their pleasant possessions go upon the sea with them. And they have evil forebodings of heart, that the sea will swallow them, and they will perish therein. Are not the entire sea and all the waters and all its movements the work of the Most High? And has he not appointed limits to its doings, and confined it throughout by the sand? And at his rebuke it is afraid and dries up, and all its fish die, and all that is in it. But you, lawless, that are on the Eretz, do not revere him? Has he not made the Shamayim and the Eretz and all that is in them? Who is given understanding and wisdom to see all that moves on the Eretz and in the sea? Do not the sailors of the ships revere the sea? Yet the lawless do not revere the Most High. Chapter 102. And those days, when he has brought a grievous fire upon you, where will you flee? And where will you find deliverance? And when he launches forth his word against you, will you not be frightened and revere? And all the lights shall be frightened with great fear, and all the Eretz shall be frightened and tremble and be alarmed, and all the messengers shall execute their judgment, and shall seek and hide themselves from the presence of the great esteem, and the children of the Eretz shall tremble and quake, and you lawless shall be cursed forever, and you shall have no peace. Fear not, you beings of the righteous, and have expectancy, you that have died in righteousness, and do not grieve in your being has descended into the grave in grief, and that in your height your body did not fare according to your goodness, but wait for the day of the judgment of the lawless, for the day of the cursing and the chastisement. And yet, when you die, the lawless speak over you, as we died, so the righteous died. And what benefit do they reap for their deeds? See, even as we, so they die in grief and darkness. And what have they more than we? From here on, we are equal. And what will they receive that? And what will they see forever? See, they too have died, and hereon forever they shall see no light. I tell you, you lawless, you are content to eat and drink, and rob, and crime, and strip males naked, and acquire wealth, and see good days. Have you seen the righteous, how their end comes to pass, that no manner of violence is found in them till their death? Nevertheless they perished, and became as though they had not been, and their crimes descended into the grave in tribulation. Chapter 103. Now therefore I swear to you, the righteous, by the esteem of the great and honored and Al Shaddai and dominion, and by his greatness I swear to you, I know a mystery, and have read the tablets of the Shamayim, and have seen the Kadush books, and have found the writing in them, and written regarding them. All the goodness and joy and esteem are prepared for them, and written down for the rukut of those who have died in righteousness, and that much good shall be given to you in reward for your labors, and that your lot is abundantly beyond the lot of the living. And the rukut of you who have died in their righteousness shall live, and rejoice, and their rukut shall not perish, nor their remembrance from before the face of the Great One unto all the generations of the world. Therefore no longer fear their revilings. Woe to you, you lawless, when you have died, if you die in the wealth of your crimes. And those who are like you say regarding you, Baruch are the lawless, they have seen all their days, and how they have died in prosperity and wealth, and have not seen tribulation or murder in their height. And they have died in honor, and judgment has not been executed on them during their height. Know that their beings will be made to descend into the grave, and that they shall be wretched in their great tribulation, and into darkness and chains and burning flame, where there is grievous judgment. Your rukut shall enter, and the great judgment shall be for all the generations of the world. Woe to you, for you shall have no peace. Do not say in regard to the righteous or good who are in height. In our troubled days we have been toiled laboriously, and experienced every trouble, and met with much evil, and been consumed, and have become few, and our spirit small. And we have been destroyed, and have not found any to assist us, even with the word. We have been tortured and destroyed, and not expected to see height from day to day. We expected to be the head, and have become the tail, and have toiled laboriously, and had no satisfaction in our toil. We have become the food of the lawless and of the unrighteous, and they have laid their yoke heavily upon us. They have had dominion over us, and had hated us, and smote us. And those that hated us, we bowed our necks, so that they did not pity us. We desired to get away from them, that we might escape and be at rest, but found no place where we should flee and be safe from them. And we complained to the rulers in our tribulation, and cried out against those who devoured us, but they did not attend to our cries, and would not hear our voice. And they assisted those who robbed us and devoured us, and those who made us few. And they concealed their oppression, and they did not remove from us the yoke of those that devoured us, and dispersed us, and murdered us. And they concealed their murder, and they did not remember that they had lifted up their hands against us. Chapter 104. I swear unto you that in the Shemayim of the messengers remember you, and the Shemayim, the messengers, remember you for good before the esteem of the Great One, and your names are written before the esteem of the Great One. Have expectancy, for beforehand you were put to shame through ill and affliction. But now you shall shine as the lights of the Shemayim. You shall shine, and you shall be seen, and the doors of the Shemayim shall be opened to you. And in your cry for judgment, and it shall appear to you. For all your tribulation shall be visited on the rulers and on all who assisted those who have plundered you. Have expectancy, and do not cast away your expectancies, for you shall have great joy as the messengers of the Shemayim. What shall you be obliged to do? You shall not have to hide on the day of the great judgment, and you shall not be found as lawless, and the eternal judgment shall be far from you for all the generations of the world. And now do not fear, you righteous, when you see the lawless growing strong, prospering in their ways. Do not be companions with them, but keep far from them for their violence. For you shall become companions of the host of the Shemayim. And although you lawless say, all our crimes shall not be searched out and be written down, nevertheless they shall write down all your crimes every day. And now I show unto you that light and darkness, day and night. See your crimes. Do not be wicked in your hearts, and do not lie. Do not alter the words of uprightness, nor change with the lying words of the Kadush of Great One, nor take account of your idols. For all your lying and all your wickednesses do not come forth in righteousness, but in great crime. Now I know this mystery, that lawless will change and pervert the words of righteousness in much ways, and will speak wicked words, and lie, and practice great deceits, and write books concerning their words. But when they write down truthfully all the words in their languages, and do not change or diminish aught from my words, but write them down all truthfully, all that I first witnessed concerning them, then I know another mystery, that the books will be given to the righteous, and the wise will become a cause of joy and uprightness and much wisdom. And to them shall the books be given, and they shall believe and rejoice over them. And then all the righteous who have learned from them all the paths of uprightness shall be recompensed. Chapter 105. In those days Yahuwah spoke to summon and witness to the children of the Eretz concerning their wisdom. Show unto them, for you are their gods, and a recompense over the whole Eretz. For I and my bond will be united with them forever in the paths of uprightness in their height, and you shall have peace. Rejoice, you children of uprightness. The epistle of Chanuk.